Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the 11:11 impromptu live, last minute live. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for the chat to fill up, but it's interesting. I went to schedule the live, and I went to the bathroom and I came back and it's 11:11 here, just as I started the live. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened that way. But I hope everybody is doing great. I really wanted to connect with you guys. I wanted to connect with you yesterday, but I was definitely not allowed to connect with you guys yesterday. Hi, Anna. Hi. Very local. Hi. Yes, I'm here. I am here. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning, guys. Um, yeah, I wanted to connect yesterday, but like I was saying, they were not letting me, it was for a good reason. And I'll get into all that too, because it kind of pertains to this portal that we're in. And I wanted to connect with you guys as well to just talk a little bit about what I was feeling and intuiting and yeah, just kind of picking up with what's coming up in this portal. I think it's a little different than we're used to with 11:11, just like how Lionsgate well, yeah, this year, weird. There's timeline stuff happening too. How 8/8 was also like not what we are used to either. 11/11 this year is not what we're used to either. Do you think seeing 555 all the time is significant? Yes. I think if you're seeing synchronistic numbers like that, to me, I always just take it as a sign that spirit's talking to you, or a sign that you're really in flow, you're really in alignment, is kind of how I take that. Do the different numbers mean different things? That is how some people see them, and some people don't see it that way. It's really up to your own perception of that. I always see 555 as significant changes coming around the horizon, and just like as like a heads up kind of a deal. And after I talk a little bit about 11:11, I'm going to pull cards, but I got to keep track of the time because I will be live on Patreon later today, not too much farther from now, actually, to talk about the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th. I'll be live at 2 p.m. East Coast time on Patreon. Um, Best news ever, catching a live today. Yes, hi, welcome, and happy 11/11 birthday, people out there in Scorpio B days and all that too. Where are we? We're about like 2 minutes in. Can't believe I came upon this at 11:11. I know, I honestly did not plan it that way. I really didn't, because I actually was gonna do this earlier, and I had a little kerfluffle in my schedule, and so I like had to go do something and come back, and then so yeah, it all happens the way it's supposed to, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into. I'm gonna do timestamps too. Talking about some stuff. Okay, so this 11:11 portal, I feel like most of us are used to this portal being very just activating, where we're feeling like the veil is almost practically non-existent, and we're getting a lot of downloads. And it's a time where we can really move into a deeper place in our own alignment, especially with just the realities that we're trying to create, manifest, and that sort of deal. I feel like that's how we mostly see 11:11. Some people look at it as like a manifestation portal as well. And of course, for the twin flame peeps out there, you look at it as a twin flame portal as well. This year, I was tuning into it this morning because yesterday I had to do a massive clearing on myself, which was personal, but also looking back was somewhat collective. And I think, again, aligned to what this portal is really helping us with, or supporting us. I'm going to say supporting us with, and giving us a window of opportunity for. And honestly, soul retrieval is a big part of it. Um, Soul retrieval is a big part of it. Massive healing is a big part of it. Karmic shit is a big part of it. Past life shit is a big part. Past life and soul retrieval, especially like intertwining with each other, very big part of that. And it's interesting because 8/8 was coming up in my awareness too today, and I was like, why? And it's like, so something about 8/8 ties into this 11:11 portal, and I feel like I can see it, but I feel like I can't put exact words to it yet. Like, especially for any of you who are seers or intuitives yourself, it's like you can like feel it, but like putting it in exact words sometimes is a little funky. But so coming back to 8/8 for first, 8/8 brought up a lot of dark energy, a lot of dense, dark energy. And I remember like feeling that wave, and like even like the Maui fires happened at that same time, and it was just like, whoa, what is going on? It was like, I remember it was like, this is not what I'm used to. Like, this is not like the magical powerful time I'm used to it being. 8/8 I felt like was a lot of initiation sort of energy, and I do think a lot of karmic debt, honestly, like coming due to be paid. um as preparation for just where we're all headed, as a collective, and the process that we're all in together, right? And how we deal with that individually. 1111 feels like the next milestone in that process, where it felt like 8-8, again, very like heavy on the dark energy, very heavy in that initiation sort of feeling. And again, karmic debts being paid for sure were happening at that time. And I also want to mention this too, like not even just like, when I say karmic debt, I don't mean just like in this incarnation either. I mean even in incarnations as galactic beings and star family shit, kind of karmic debt stuff being paid was happening during 8-8. And here we are at 11-11, and I feel like while we're not in that like dense place anymore, it just feels like deep soul healing is honestly what it feels like to me. Like deep soul healing, and just like doing any kind of final closeouts that we needed to from that 8-8 portal experience, if you will. But they keep bringing up to me soul retrieval, past life, soul retrieval, past life, soul retrieval, past life. Um, we're also in a time where we're still in this like ecliptic scorpionic energy as well, because for eclipses, compared to normal moon cycle energies tend to last about 2 weeks, and the intensity of it, where you can like really feel it, right? Eclipse energies tend to last a month. The post shadow of eclipse energies are like 6 months, and then you like move into the next eclipse season, right? Because it's like about every 6 months or so that you have eclipses typically. Anyway, not important. Coming back. So we're in this eclipse energy till the end of November, so we're still really in the thick of it. And we have all this like opposition to Uranus energy against the Scorpio. We had a lot of Chiron energy, and we have like all this Vesta energy coming up as well, like really asking us to like listen to our souls, listen to our emotional needs, listen to our callings, against Libra, like in a way that kind of causes friction. Again, while we also have this like opposition to Uranus energy really kicking things up and aggravating us, or making us restless, or throwing wrenches into our plans. And again, a lot of shaking up even for an eclipse season. Oh, 300 people. Hi. Hey. I was like, wow, that number just jumped out at me. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way, if you're enjoying this. Anyway, let's come back. So, that being said, it's like for me personally, and I'm sure you guys have been feeling this too, like I've just been taking every day, like day at a time, hour by hour, like whatever just shit needs to happen. And I've definitely been holding for the collective, like in this space of things getting so stirred up and so shaken up foundationally, because the things that pieces of self that want to be claimed in this like soul retrieval stuff does relate to really, really, really old experiences, like past life experiences, galactic experiences, uh, like beyond ancestral experiences that are coming up in ourselves, right, and in our bodies and in our hearts, and all the kind. So that the way it's been feeling for me, it's been feeling like the tornado. It's been feeling like literally a pot of the collective energy has just been getting stirred and stirred and stirred and stirred and stirred, so that we could really break the ground. Is like they're literally showing it to me like an earthquake, like breaking the ground of what we know, like in our own foundations and our own realities, so that the really, really ancient stuff can come out. Now, as the ancient, and they're saying ancient specifically, like ancient. Thank you. They're telling me why they're saying ancient. I'm getting there. The ancient stuff, energy, emotions, memories can come up, so that we can, again, actually do the soul retrieval, but it's also to retrieve the wisdom. So while it is a healing process and it can be a little much, it can be a little overwhelming. Some of you, again, may experience it as like a little dense. It is to get to even access to even more ancient wisdom. So it is some of that primordial energy that we're still in, right? Just know that as shit is like stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring, the ground is just breaking. That's all. That's all. The ground is breaking. And you can even equate this to awakenings. There's all kinds of ways that you can view this, but I just want to really hit the point home that, especially in relation to 8-8 up to now, 11-11, these really, really old, these very dense, these very like heavy energies that are memories, right, through time and space. And again, not just in this earthly kind of a way, but even in a galactic way, like memories of like of all of the incarnations we have been, and again, like even just memories of our own souls throughout all time and space, right? That have really brought us to who we are and what we are, and we're healing. We're healing that old shit. We're healing that primordial shit. And now we're here at 11:11 and we're doing this like, and I can never say final. Like every time I'm tempted to say final, they're like nothing's ever final. I'm like, I know it's a spiral. I know everything is like this all the time. That's just how energy moves. Everything is a spiral, right? We're breaking the bedrock. We're just breaking like the ground of this understanding of self and our emotional selves. And they're like, do not be surprised if memories come up. Okay, don't be surprised you start remembering different lives, or you start meeting people and you're like, whoa, I had no idea that I had connections to Lemuria. I had no idea I had connections to Pleiades or whatever, right? And it might even go further back. But it is to do some massive healing. And it may even surprise you too. As far as like your present incarnations. Sorry, I know this is like a lot of big talk today. It may even surprise you as far as your present incarnations. And this may even be very like physical. I feel like it's mostly just like emotional, but it could even be physical. That just came up for a reason. What actually has been affecting you in your life and your decision making and your perceptions that you didn't, like, one, you didn't even know was there, but also didn't realize the ancientness of it, of some of your ideas, of some of your emotions, of some of your, I don't even want to say programming because that doesn't feel right because it's coming from an ancient place. The way you see the world, the way you feel the world, the way you make your decision, the way you make your decisions, like the person you thought you were, right? That some of that is actually just things that are products of this ancient existence that is trying to heal so that you can reclaim self and also reclaim some more of that ancient wisdom that just wants to be claimed. That's what's happening. It's 11:11 portal. As far as what I can discern, and what I've been given and what I've been shown and felt and seen and all the kind. Yeah, so there's that. Let's go ahead. I do want to pull some cards for you guys. We'll do a collective. I kind of want to do signs. If I do signs, it's going to be fast. It's going to be like 1 or 2 cards a sign and maybe like 5 minutes, maybe not even, like I'm talking seconds if we get into it. But I feel like a collective read is more important anyway. Animals, you guys are funny. That deck is going through an interesting shift, and I think it's just because we're shifting right now, because I tried to use it for the weekly and I used it for one of the elements and then it was like no more, and I was like, but I love the animals. Not signs, please. You guys are, don't do signs. Okay, yeah, okay, I won't. I'll just do collective. I'll do collective. And since this is 11:11, I brought out some of my big girl decks, my more high frequency decks. So we're gonna start with Isis, which just feels very appropriate today. I feel like she's very present today. Sekhmet is definitely present today. Oh God. Okay, so that's okay. So they're bringing up something else. Anger and sacred sexuality are also present right now too, as far as prominent energies. I did feel a little smidgen of anger today, and I was like, where the hell is this coming from? And it's like, it's that Sekhmet energy. It's the Sekhmet energy. It's the Kali energy. Oh, this makes me want to go on a whole new video tangent here. So for any of you who've followed me for a long time, you guys know I've talked about the power of sexual energy, the power of Scorpio medicine. And that's what Scorpio medicine is. Scorpio medicine is the power of sexual energy in terms of death and rebirth in order to transmute and devour energies. That's what sex is. That's what sexual energy does. That's what Scorpio energy does. That's the energy of death, right? Death is exactly life in its exact moment. They're the same thing. But sexual energy gives you both, but it is this very primal, aggressive devouring of energies. That's what sexual energy does. And that devouring is the death to reach that climax, right? That climactic orgasmic moment is the purge and the birth. That's coming up to be spoken on. Some of you guys might be feeling some of that energy. We are in Scorpio season. But just know that anger, that any anger that's coming up may even be correlated or connected to some of that sexual energy. Again, that Kali Sekma energy of the purge. The like, I want to devour to purge. I want to devour to die and be born, right? Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into this Isis deck here, okay? I know I've also been a little distant. Oh, I feel like it just got laggy for a second. I know I've been a little distant from YouTube and Patreon. Like I've been, obviously, you've seen I've been putting videos out. But I've needed to be distant because there's been just so much collective shit going on and so much personal shit going on that I've needed to hold space for. I seriously feel like I just got laggy. That like makes me very sad. I don't like that. I don't like it. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. And it's funny that it started as I was like getting into the cards, because like I can feel it even with my crown. The energy is about to get a little activating. So activation warning. Do a card for Scorpios, please. You guys are funny. Hold on, let me actually timestamp this. Probably important to do that. I love the big talk. We need it. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Any messages or insights for the collective for 11/11 and this portal? Any insights in this present moment that we should be aware of? You guys are so funny. Do the signs. Don't do the signs. Do the signs. Don't do the signs. We'll see what I have time for. We're going with the flow, guys. Ooh. Ooh, I got chills when this card came out. Pyramid of Light. Step your vibration deeper into love. This card comes out when there is a need to clear up your field. Okay? When there's a need to purify. They're literally showing me like fire. Purification by fire is literally what they show me, which is very Sekhmet. That's very Kali. That's also very Scorpio. To purify your field, your environments, your body. Again, we are in a portal, and so with any portal, there's going to be some sense of like activation or some higher frequency energy. If you have time today, and it doesn't have to be today, it is 11/11. If you just generally have time, I don't know what that was. That was loud. That was loud. If you have time, at least for the next couple of days, definitely to clean house, but it's like the way they're showing it to me is like clear and prepare yourself for light is how they're showing it to me. Kundalini warning. Yeah, careful. Oh yeah, happy B-Day, Alejandra. Happy B-Day. Oh, and Aurora. Oh, you too. Yes, again, happy B-Days to the 11/11s. Your cat? No, that was not my cat. That was like literally outside the walls of my bedroom. I don't know what that was. Anyway, probably just a person. But that's how they're showing it to me. It's like prepare your space, prepare your vessel, prepare your heart as well. Prepare your energy to receive light is how they're showing it to me. Especially if you have anyone hanging out in your field, energetically or physically, that maybe is like not where you're at, or is not like spiritual, or they're just like not good. Like, right? Do something about that. Do something about that. It's like it has this feeling of create your container, strengthen your container, pay attention to your container. Any other messages or insights for the collective for 11/11? Where are you happiest? This is also coming up too. Hold on, let me get a little sip of coffee. That's all I want to clean so badly. Yeah, I was starting to feel that call like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I gotta purge. I was like, I gotta clean the floors. I gotta clean the walls. I gotta like get rid of shit. Like I was like, I had this like deep sense of like, I have to clear things out. But that was like 2 weeks ago. But again, sometimes some of us are a little bit ahead of the collective energy. But where are you happiest? Where are you happiest is coming up. Pay attention to where you're happiest. Oh, sorry, so many things. Hold on, let me sort this out. Yeah, just honor what makes you happiest. Some of you, I feel like maybe getting caught up in your head about like, oh, how do I put this into words? Not everything needs to be new. Let's go there. Okay, let's go there. Not everything needs to be new. I know we're in a time where it feels like new era, new paths, new relationships, new perceptions, new beliefs. Definitely there's going to be some new things. Not everything has to be new. There's something about that where I'm feeling a part of the collective is like forcing too much new and forgetting or dismissing things that do bring them joy and just wanting to like clear them out because it's such a craving for the new. Now, keep in mind, this opposition to Uranus energy that we've been in for a while and will continue to be in, and is also part of the new moon Scorpio energy, is part of that too. You're not lagging on this end. Oh, good. Thank you. Good. When you have opposition to Uranus, especially with Mars and the sun and the freaking moon, okay, let me put that in context. The sun, the moon, and Mars all opposing Uranus, our emotional selves, our even like soul energy. The sun is spirit, the sun is source, the sun is soul. Mars, how we want to do things, how we want to take action, opposing Uranus, that intensifies this craving of I need new experiences, I need adventure, and then feeling like you can't do it or feeling like things get in the way. So it's like some of you may be getting a little too caught up in that feeling of everything needs to be new or exciting or different. You don't have to stop doing things or having certain experiences that bring you joy just because you've done them before, right? So that's not for all of you. You know who you are. You know who you are. Some of you, there's like some societal programming getting in the way of that too. Almost like if I keep doing it, it means I'm not growing, or it means that like I'm not changing. That's not true. That's not true, right? We are who we are despite of all the things we do, the things we say, how we dress, the jobs we have, the homes we have, the friends we have, whatever, right? It's like those are just, I almost want to say side effects. Side effects of our choices. I mean, but they are, right? All that stuff is just like side effects and symptoms of our personal choices. Those things never make you who you are. You just are who you are. You're an essence. You're a soul. You're an essence. You're a soul. Anyway, coming back. Any other messages or insights for the collective for 11/11? High Priestess. Ooh, we like you. We like you, like you. Mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. Again, this incoming of light, this incoming of activation as you prepare your field, your body, your environment, your souls, your hearts, again, however you want to look at it, right? This is the actual awareness and understanding of what it is that you're receiving, the insights you're coming into. They're saying ancient wisdom again. Ancient wisdom seems to be a huge part of this. Maybe I'll put that in the title. Hold on a second. Yep, it does. Like this card just feels like the gift of ancient wisdom that's coming with the clearing and the prepping to receive, right? Very, very feminine. I mean, this is a very feminine deck. It's Isis, literally. But that's what I'm getting there. That's what I'm getting there. If things have been unclear for you, preparing. Oh, Prescott, we got something for Prescott. Hi. Doing this like clearing and receiving of light will make things very clear. Just also keep in mind, I can feel it. That soul retrieval energy that I talked about is in here. That soul, yeah, that soul retrieval energy I talked about is in here. Let's see. Yeah, oh, I got chills again. They keep saying memories of all these different incarnations. Again, that is giving us that ancient wisdom, but there's something about it that just feels primordial. It just feels deeper. It feels older than what we are used to feeling and experiencing. It feels old. I did just hear future. Some of you could be getting access to some future lives, future timelines. I feel like that'd be very little. I feel like that's a very, very small group of you. I just feel like it's old. I feel mostly it's old. Ooh, I don't like when Set comes out. We don't really like when Set comes out, do we? It is what it is. Truths unveiled, the revelation of Isis. You have two cards of revelations. You have two cards that speak to revelations and unveiling of truths. When this card comes out, there is that darker energy tied to it, right? Seeing the things that have been lurking in the shadows that you haven't been privy to, that you haven't been able to totally see. Doesn't make it bad necessarily, but again, it's more of that like soul retrieval for that deep healing of ancient shit and ancient memories, ancient emotions, as they keep saying emotion too, ancient emotions that you're still acting on, that maybe you've just thought that's just your personality. Maybe you just thought that was just who you are, and partly it is because part of your experiences, but it's just they keep saying ancient memories, ancient emotions, all of that stuff. The groundbreaking, so we can see this, it's to have that healing so we can also gain the ancient wisdom from those experiences, right? Anytime we go through anything that's painful or a growth experience, as you can say, there's something to be learned from it, even if it's unpleasant at times. But that's what I'm getting here. Again, it's not a sinister thing. It's just stuff coming out of the shadows, but really out of the primordial darkness of ancient past. Overall, God, again, more chills. Power of the seven scorpions, power to conjure lower vibrational forces. This is, I love this card. It's such a cool card. So this also speaks to some of that darker energy, but it speaks to being empowered and being able to handle it, being empowered and being able to, on your own, to transmute some of this energy, to do this healing for yourself, calling a spade, recognizing things for what they are. And I also want to say not getting sucked in. That's also something that's coming up too. Not getting so sucked in. This card speaks to being able to identify the things that poison us, to identify the things that poison others or poison our environments, poison our realities. And I feel like it's actually identifying this soul retrieval that I'm talking about of this ancient shit, right? Recognizing what of these ancient memories and emotions, trauma, karma, even what of it has actually been poisoning us in this present incarnation. Recognizing that, discerning that, you can transmute that, you can deal with that. Again, I really want to preface, I really want to keep reiterating this. None of this feels about this present incarnation. I like the only part of like the present incarnation I feel is just recognizing how it's affected you in this present incarnation, how it's contributed to this present incarnation. But all of like the understanding, the clarity, the wisdom, the healing, it's all ancient. It's all old as shit. It's all primordial, is what it feels like. Underneath that, oh God, it just keeps reiterating the same message. The dark mysteries enter the chamber of the dark goddess and the brother of darkness. In the darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. I feel like it's just reiterating the same thing over and over and over again. So yes, as these ancient emotions or memories, energies, even karmic stuff and relationships even come up to the surface, take some time to sit with it, to discern, oh, is this ancient? Is this something that's like I just thought was part of me, and it's just like traumatic ancient emotional shit, right? Take some time. What has been poisoning us? That's the thing. It's going to be different for everybody. This is about what's affected you on a soul level in that way from these ancient, they keep saying ancient incarnations. They're really honing in on the word emotions too. Some of you, it might just come up as waves of emotion. If you get a wave of anger, if you get a wave of sadness, grief, a wave of doubt, and maybe that's something that's common for you. Maybe that's something that's happened before, but like for whatever reason it's happening a lot now, and you're like, I don't even understand what this is totally attached to, or you know what I mean? It's like it could be something like that, where it's actually just very ancient shit that's coming up because that soul retrieval wants to happen, and this recognition of how it's been poisoning you wants to happen, so you could actually follow through with the soul retrieval. Okay. Oh, God, we're at 30 minutes already. See, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. I want to pull more cards. I can feel you guys want me to do signs. I definitely don't have time for signs now because I'm already at the 30-minute mark. So because of that, we're just going to continue and we're just going to continue on this. I'm actually going to do the Priestess of Light Oracle. That is also linked below for your convenience as well. Okay. Starting to feel some masculine energy coming up here, especially in relation to words, especially if any of you are getting into the energy of sacred sexuality with this portal, because not everybody will. It's just something I'm feeling for parts of the collective. Do elements, would it be fast? I don't have time. Sorry guys, I don't got time. So we're gonna stick with the collective read. I think there's a lot of really good information in this collective read anyway. I think there's like stuff everybody can take away from. All right, okay. I am starting to feel a bit of a masculine energy. So if some of you are getting into that realm of like sacred sexuality, there may be some tantric dancing, energetic dancing happening there. This really feels like within the self, but obviously like if you have a partner, you could be doing that with a partner. Sorry, I'm pausing because I'm just like, am I really gonna say that? I guess I'm really gonna say that. Again, within the self or the partner. But I am feeling a third. I am feeling a third group where it feels like a very astrally interchange with another energy. I think you guys know who you are in that, but let's continue. Any other messages for the collective here? Can I get a card for Pyramid of Light? Can I get a card for Pyramid of Light? Perfect. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that feels yummy. Innovation with new creations. Like I was saying, it's like there's this... Ooh, are those birds? I'm trying to see if they're owls. We got owls up there. Some guys have probably been connecting with avians or even owls as a animal guardian or guide. Wolf has been coming up a lot in the collective too. Eagle's been coming up a lot in the collective too. Well, so a lot of birds. But anyway, coming back here, this feels so yummy. Remember what I was saying, where it's this like preparation of your vessel, your environment, your field to receive this light, to do this kind of healing, to claim this pieces of soul, this ancient wisdom, if you will, and then right, moving us into this very new energy, this very creative energy. It just feels very sacral to me. It feels very like, orange, honestly. It's how it's being shown to me. It feels very orange. It feels orangey. Yeah, it feels very sacral, but it feels exciting. It feels enthralling. It feels like it's full of life, full of the sun, is what they're saying. It's full of the sun. It's full of the sun. It's full of the sun. Again, if any of you have been having any like clarity issues on what you're doing or what your path is, they're bringing me back to what makes you happy. Sorry, a lot of channeling's coming in here, so just hang in there with me. They're bringing me back to what actually makes you happy, what makes you happiest. Honor that. There's something about that is tying into this. Again, especially speaking to those of you who have really like tried to do all new everything, and it's almost like you've like kind of in a way almost pushed yourself to get out of doing things that bring you joy and happiness, when it's like you didn't have to do that. You could have just elaborated on it or continued to do that while enjoying new things. Always just honor what makes you happiest and fills up your soul, lights up your soul. That's that Vesta energy that I'm always talking about, that sacred flame blueprint energy. What is your soul's calling? It's whatever lights you up and makes you happiest. Okay, there is that feeling in this card too about that ancient wisdom and what it's gifting us and the clarity that it's gifting us about what we're doing and where we're going. Okay, a little dizzy. Can I get a card for High Priestess, please? Oh, look, wisdom. There it is. Wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music. I also noticing the number 29 breaking down to 11 here on the High Priestess, right? This is part of that process of once we've gained that light and that insight, that inner knowing, and we've gained that ancient wisdom by doing this kind of soul retrieval. I mean, it definitely feels like it's creation time, is how it feels. Excuse me. It's creation time. again, they're bringing up what makes you happiest and making peace with that. Making peace with that. Making peace with that. To me, that just feels like intrusion of societal programming. That's just what it feels like to me. Because whatever makes you happiest just makes you happy. I mean, it's kind of a duh thing. But yeah, it's kind of a duh thing. I just feel this pressure to continually push the self into realms you don't need to be going into. Oh, thank you for the $10 rolling rainbow thunder. Thank you. That was hard for me to say. Thank you. That's just what I keep feeling. It's like I feel a lot of the collective has just been pushing themselves into embodying identities like or realities or lifestyle choices that are just it's a push. It's not real, right? It's not actually going to make you happy because it's almost like there's been a difficulty making peace with what actually makes you happy and being okay with that, accepting that, loving that. Some self-love and self-worth stuff is going on there too, and owning it. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of an example here. It's hard to think of an example. I'm trying though. Hold on. Let me sit with this. Okay, just for example, we got a lot of tarot readers here on YouTube, right? And maybe it makes you really happy. Maybe you're really good at it, but maybe you feel all this pressure by the shit you see here on YouTube, right? Of people making candles, of people wanting to make an Etsy store or whatever, and you're I should do that. I need to do that, but maybe what you do is fine. Maybe what you're doing is all you need to do because it's fulfilling and makes you happy, right? It's right. It's that's an example. That's an example. This just feels like reveling and enjoying the bliss of what just makes you happy and making peace with that and allowing yourself to do that. Okay? Whether it's new or old. Whether it's new or old. Can I get a card for Truth is Unveiled here? Can I get a card for Truth's Unveiled? And there it is. This is exactly what I was... Loss and lack. That's exactly what I was picking up on. Fear. Victimization. 34 breaking down to a 7. There it is. There it is. Seeing how that energy is still present within you, in your emotions, in your thought forms, in your body. Some of you, this is purely a health thing, which is kind of interesting, so I'm tuning into that a little bit. And for most of us, this is something that has been affecting us from an ancient place, from a past life place, from a karmic experience place. Some of you may even be perceiving it as a curse, which is interesting. That could even equate to ancestral generational curses and all the kind. But again, it's about the ancientness of this energy. And how it's showing up for you presently you might perceive it as something minor, but it could be affecting you pretty majorly. Okay? Fear, victimization, loss, lack. I also want to say expectation. It just feels like a force. It just feels like a force, a resistance, a struggle. It's going to come up for everybody in such different ways. I can feel you guys wanting me to go more specific, but that's the thing. I could list off all the ways, but it's an infinite number of ways about this is affecting every single person, right? You got to figure out what it is for you. That's what it is. And it's old shit. It's old. It's old. It's old. It's time to root this out. It's time to clear it out. Let's see if anything else wants to come out here. Overall shamanic journey. Nice. Purpose, attunement, vision quest. That's like the perfect card to come out. 23 breaking down to a 5 as well. Just for the numbers that we have 20 breaking down to a 2, 29 breaking down to an 11, dead center of the reading as well, an 11, 11, 34 breaking down to a 7, and then 23 breaking down to a 5 in the overall energy. I mean, this is literally just the epitome of the process, right? It's like this card can represent soul retrieval, healing, getting downloads, tuning in, journeying. Literally, I feel like this is just representing the fact that this is a very much a major soul process that we're all in together here. So of course that card comes out. You're still live. My internet died. Oh yes, I'm still live. Okay, so we're at 40 minutes. Let me just check the time really quick. I do kind of want to do elements. I think I can do elements. I'll do elements. I can do elements. Okay. Just getting the timestamps. I just want to feel what cards want to be used today. Definitely this one. Definitely this one. Okay, I might actually use 3 decks. Okay. All right. Fire, air, earth, or water. Water. That was loud. What? Water. It was very loud. Okay, water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We're going to start with this one first. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio for 11/11. The power of your words and your emotions. That's what's coming up here. Water sign, something that you're becoming very aware of is like, yeah, I mean, literally, like, just like the sheer power of your emotions and your words, like how quickly that changes your reality and changes the energy, even of people around you, for some of you. To be more mindful of this, to be aware of this. I feel like this has actually been a thing for a while, but there's something about this portal right now that like you're being made aware of it. Something is like happening in your reality where you're being made aware of it. So be aware of your emotions, how you deal with them, and definitely the words that you say, because I actually feel like it's impacting other people around you, and to be responsible with that. Okay. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Let's see what we got here for Cancer. Ooh, that was fast. Wisdom. Oh, you gotta laugh. It's all in alignment. The goddess Seshat, I believe that's how you pronounce that, with the number 31 breaking down to a 4. Seshat, the card of wisdom. It's interesting because this goddess in particular is very scribe-like. She's actually like known as the scribe, a goddess of knowledge and culture and wisdom. Water signs, I feel like you're embarking on studies. This has like a big study energy to it, and something about the scribe energy too. There's something familiar there. They're bringing back to, again, what makes you happiest. There's something about like being studious or scribe-like that's tied to your intuitive ability. Yeah, thank you. That's tied into your intuitive ability that can put you in a realm of a type of skill that you're really good at. And I want to say it's something you've done before, something that you're very, like, it's very, very familiar to you. I feel like some of you have put it away or put it down, thinking that you need to do something else, or thinking it's the old you. I don't think it is. I think it's just you. I think it's just you. And I think it just makes you happy. And I want to say finding some acceptance with it. There's something about that relating to image as well. Almost like maybe you think it makes you boring, or maybe you think it makes you weird. I don't know. There's something about that. Oh, there's a lonely factor. There's a lonely factor. That's what it is. There's a lonely factor. You don't have to be alone. Well, okay, let me put it another way. Nothing wrong with being alone, but you don't need to be lonely. Like there's a way to balance that for some, like I can feel that for some of you. There's a way to balance that. Yeah, so shot with wisdom. Okay. Let's do animals, because how could we not? How could we not? For my water signs. They're bringing back here. They're bringing back to like the learning component, the intellectual component. Ooh, there's another group of you here. Okay, that's what it is. That's why they wanted me to come back. There's another group of you water signs where it's actually you've rejected this part of you because you didn't believe in yourself. You've rejected that part of you thinking that you're not. Yeah, I keep getting this. I keep like, I just keep getting this. Like, there's something about the way you learn or a certain study in particular that you've pushed away because you just didn't think you could do it or you didn't think you had the intelligence. And I want to say water signs, it's because your ability as a water sign, your intuitive ability, your psychicness, your empathy, whatever word you want to use for it, is supposed to tie into it. And you didn't know how to tie that into it or how that could be tied into it. So you dismissed it. You didn't accept it. Probably because other people didn't accept it. Okay? All right. Whew, moving on. They're stopping me. Someone's going to show you that. For that second group of water signs, someone's going to show you that very clearly. Or make you realize this. It feels like a light bulb moment. It feels like a light bulb moment. No, not all learning is book learning. That's how they wanted me to say that. Not all learning is book learning. Anyway. Okay. Any other messages or insights for water signs? Ooh, that was fast. Am I taking that too? Yep. Yep. Very healing and cathartic. Dragonfly, frog, and panther. Dragonfly, that wisdom. Dragonfly is third eye energy for me as a reader. By the way, don't forget to hit the like button. We got 600 people in here and like 200 something likes. Please, appreciate it. Anyway, Dragonfly, third eye energy. This card always speaks to shifts in your perceptions, shifts in your belief systems. Yes, this will be posted after. This insight, this clarity that's coming in for you, water signs, it's allowing that clearing to happen. It's allowing that soul retrieval to happen. You may even have some anger that wants to come out here. I also want to say forgiveness. That feels like definitely towards the self, actually. Especially for that second group, for not believing in yourself. And even just forgive. Yeah, I just want to say like forgiving yourself. I do feel that. And then of course we do have Hawk, spirit guiding you, trying to help you through this. Feeling pulled in certain directions, feeling pulled in the direction that makes you happiest, which will also show you what's been contributing to getting in the way of that in your present incarnation and how it relates to past incarnations. Let's continue. Anything else from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Oh, felt that in my belly. That feels really good. We have Zebra. Again, this accepting just what makes you happy and being okay with that, loving that, despite what other people are doing, despite what you thought life was going to be or what you thought you should be doing, right? It's like, it's all the shoulds and the thoughts and the, you know what I mean? It's like just accepting really what makes you happy and loving it and owning it and being okay with it, despite what other people think or say, or what you've been told, or what you envision for yourself. There's a little bit of like, I'm getting a fantastical energy. So there may be a little bit of like ego inflated fantasy that's gone on here, and recognizing that, forgiving that for yourself, because then you're also then you're just loving yourself, right? Anyway, so that's there. And then we have Tarantula. With Hyena. This feels like that pressure that I was picking up on too, right? It's like forcing yourself to make certain choices or go in certain directions that really are just not for you, or they just don't make you happy. So the Hyena card is my 7 of Swords card. Tarantula is my 2 of Wands energy. It's a discomfort. It's a tension. You've done this to yourself. You've done this to yourself. You've put yourself in this place of discomfort. But again, it's rooted in some sort of old, ancient emotion or trauma or memory. And this is you seeing that, healing that, doing that soul retrieval, and in turn, you gain that wisdom, you gain yourself back. And whatever this is for you, this skill, this study, this intellectual pursuit, again, it feels very like swordsy, like King and Queen of Swords. But what makes it you, or like whatever way you tie into it or how you approach it, is from a place of intuition and empathy. Yeah. And some of you, you're very familiar with it, you're good at it, it's made you happy, and you like kind of like try to drift away from it, putting this pressure on yourself. And it's like, no, what are you doing? It makes you happy. That's you. It's okay. It's okay. You don't got to do other shit. It's okay, right? And then for the second group, it's just believing in yourself that you actually can do it and that you are capable and it is for you, and getting all those other nonsensical stuff out of your head and your body and your soul. Whew. So I was going to do a tarot deck, but this feels very complete and I'm worried about time. Well, hold on. Let me double check this. No, okay, we can do it. We can do it. I was just giving myself a lot of extra time for a live that I got to do. We can do it. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this deck wants to talk. The cards are like spitting out of my hands. Any messages or insights for water signs pertaining to the spread? They're bringing up Ceres and Scorpio. Sorry, water signs. Coming back to the wisdom card. Emotional intelligence. So it doesn't have to just be intuition or empathy. Your emotional intelligence, water sign. It's like, it's remembering how important that is for you and whatever this is. Ceres being in Scorpio is also bringing that to the table, because Ceres is also working with Mars in Scorpio and the Sun in Scorpio and the Moon in Scorpio. It's a lot of Scorpio. But yeah, emotional intelligence is part of that too. Queen of Cups, there it is. Cancer energy, so water signs, but again, intuition, emotional intelligence, empathy, compassion, that is your gift. That is your gift, water signs. And there's something about using that and tying it into some sort of intellectual thing or a study or a discipline or a skill, again, that you know you're good at and you've cultivated it and you've drifted. Or the second group of you, you've completely dismissed it because you just didn't believe in yourself. That's the key. That Queen of Cups energy is the key. Okay. Yep, Seven of Pentacles, evaluating, sitting there. I feel confusion here with the Queen of Cups and Seven of Pentacles. Hold on. I do feel like you've been confused. But you don't need to be confused. You've been confusing yourself with that energy, with that pressure. That's what's been adding the confusion, the pressure you've put on yourself. So just don't do it. Just stop. Just stop it. Anything else for my water signs? Let's see here. Beautiful. Six of Swords, acceptance and peace of mind. That's something you've been wanting, but again, it's like the key is realizing how you've really done this to yourself, right? You could be in this place of just peace of mind, moving into that calm state of being, feeling really clear on things, if you just stop doing this to yourself and recognizing why you do it, where it comes from, and again, that very old ancient place. Anything else for my water signs? Interesting. Okay. I heard friends, allies. Ooh. Hold on, I'm gonna get all the cards out here. Some of you have allowed people to take you astray here. Okay. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. So first of all, I can feel it in these cards. We have 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups landing on that 7 of Pentacles energy. Some of you have allowed people to take you astray from your path, away from yourself. Recognize that shit fast, okay? With the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups, this is you moving away from that, recognizing that, owning that, and why you've allowed that to happen in the first place. Again, connecting that to the old stuff. But this also ties into some of those past life emotions and memories that have been keeping you in this place, that have been keeping you from really just doing what makes you happy, water signs, and what you're good at. The 3 of Pentacles, that's a desire to build. That's a desire to create. That's a desire also to form friendships. The 3 of Swords, that feels like a lot of experiences of discomfort around doing that, or disappointment around doing that, resistance around doing that, where it just doesn't feel right. But 8 of Cups is you healing that and dropping that emotionally, literally dropping the emotional ties to that, the attachment to that story, the attachment to those emotions. Okay. Overall, we have the Queen of Wands, which is just freaking beautiful because that puts you in this place of feeling inspired, feeling creative, feeling confident, even like a bit of sensual, sexual energy. So water signs, it's pretty clear cut to me. Whatever it is that you're good at, whatever it is that this skill is, again, it's tied to your gift as a water sign. So just own it, love it, accept it. And for some of y'all, you need to believe in yourself and recognize what has been getting in the way is this energy. And that feels like old memories and old emotions tied to people and how that has strayed you from your path. Okay? All right, let's move on. That was it's a lot. It's a lot of information in that water sign read. Okay. Who is next? Fire, air, or earth? Fire, you're calling me pretty hard. Let's see. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sag. Something makes me want to be quiet with your energy. Ooh. Fire signs. Something about your energy makes me want to be quiet. Like, don't disturb the sleeping bear. It's like, that's how it feels. Like, don't wake the beast. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on, fire signs. It's interesting. So they are showing me an actual scorpion. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season, but it also pulls my attention to this. It pulls my attention to that, right? Being able to discern the poison so that you can transmute it. But I keep feeling this energy of tipping around someone or something. I don't like that vibe. I don't like that vibe. We'll get into it. Aries, Leo, Sag. Somebody could be having dreams with scorpions. They're showing me a lot of scorpions. Let's see what we got here. Selkiss with healing. Ooh, I almost want to read that one because that looks a little gnarly. I don't know if you guys can see that visual. That looks a little gnarly. It feels protective as well. That scorpion energy can... Oh, and she's got a scorpion on her head. She's got a freaking scorpion on her head. I don't know if you guys can see that. She's got a scorpion on her head. Oh yeah, we're reading this. 33, by the way, master number. This feels like a protective energy. This feels like a protective energy. 499. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, what did I say? Oh, you're number 1. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I'm now still live. Yes, I'm still live. Yeah, we're gonna read this. But from what I'm getting intuitively, I feel anger. It might not be your anger. It might be someone else's anger. It could be your own anger. But I feel like there's this overwhelming feeling of wanting protection, needing protection. Some of you might have a pattern of just gotta call it, I guess, of maybe reacting aggressively, maybe having a short fuse because you're in such a protection of self mode, or even protection of others. Like, it has a little bit of like mama bear energy, and I did say bear earlier too, which is interesting. It's got that like overprotective mama bear energy, or like short fuse, I'm in protection mode and I mean business, don't fuck with me kind of energy. But this is a card of healing. This is a card of healing. So let's get into that. Where's the book? There it is. Yeah, I definitely want to read that one. I'm also not super familiar with this particular card. Let's see here. Ooh. Divinity of magic and occult powers. She is depicted as a woman with a scorpion on her head, her symbol. She possesses absolute power over all poisonous creatures. The poison of the 7 scorpions. Anyway, just the link is crazy. Because she represents the poison and the antidote at the same time, just like them. Like the scorpion, she is the sign of death and rebirth. She who gives the kiss of death and the breath of new life. You need to cross the threshold in order to come to a new life. Selkiss invites you to recognize and accept your dual, benign and malignant nature. Learn to control your poisonous side, giving space to that part of you that has the capacity to heal. So yeah, that feeling I was getting for some of you where it's almost like short fuse and kind of aggressive, definitely was feeling that as I was reading that, but recognizing that if you get better acquainted with that part of you and recognize why it wants to be expressed that way, you can balance that out, right? And you can actually use that to be more like mama bear, right? To be more protective of your loved ones or protective of what matters to you. That's kind of what I was getting here. But definitely this is also a recognition of your light and your shadow and integrating that. Interesting. Let's go ahead and pull some animal cards here. Some of you may have connection to Lyrans as well. Just that cat is really jumping out at me. I mean, it's crazy because the cat looks kind of murderous. Right? 555, and I looked up at the camera. Right? That cat looks a little cray-cray. I'm just saying. Looks like a crazy cat. Looks like a psycho cat. Just saying. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Ooh, Tiger making a little bit of an appearance here. Ooh. Yeah, because it's a ferocity. That is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that passion, but it's a ferocity. It's literally ferocious. It's like literally ferocious. Which, yeah, can be destructive. That can be very oh my God, destructive. Why can't I talk? Destructive. But sometimes we need destructive energy. It's not like a let's burn the house down kind of destructive, but it's like a let's have a talk and change some shit kind of destructive, right? And making sure that you're actually using that energy towards the right things, towards the right people that need destructing. We have horse. This is interesting because that is so not the energy I was feeling with you. This is like a cool, calm, collected energy. Horse is like my Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, kind of high priestessy sort of vibe. She's the master of earth. She can handle it all. She can do it all. Speaking of disruptive, where's Clyde? He's sleeping. It's his nappy time. This was like a cool, calm, and collected energy. So fire signs, I feel like this is something to strive for, but I gotta be honest too. I feel like this is something that you put on. This was a little bit like an identity, like the person who does it all, the person who's strong enough and resilient to do it all. It does. It feels like an identity. It feels like an identity. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo. We have turtle and fish. These are 2 cards speak of going with the flow. So you have water and earth coming out here. Just reading these cards explicitly, this is a cool, calm, collected, grounded, I'll go with the flow. I move gracefully. I move beautifully. Life is easy. I make it look easy. That's that kind of energy. And that is so not what I was feeling here. That is so not what I was feeling in your field. I can't help but shake the feeling that this feels like an identity. that maybe you struggle to actually fully embody or embrace. Now, this could also be alluding to moving into embodying it, right? But there's something about it that does not feel aligned with the energy I was feeling with you. Just got to be honest. I think you're very capable of this. I think you're very capable of this. Any other messages or insights? Yeah. Fire ant. I'm getting resentment. I'm getting hardcore resentment, fire signs. That's a 5 of Wands energy. It can indicate conflict or just tension and stress, and just it's building and it's building, it's building. It's anger. It's anger. This feels like resentment. This feels like this is your identity. This is what you strive for, but what's lurking under the surface is this. It's resentment. I can feel it. It's resentment. You're resentful. Why are you resentful? Any other messages or insights from my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Unicorn coming out right next to it. This resentment, this is what's tied to your ancient stuff. Okay, especially with unicorn coming out. Unicorn's the third eye. It's my galactic card. This resentment is old. This is not from the present incarnation. I think you may be perceiving it as that, be projecting that a little bit, or if people identify you as like having a little bit of a short temper, or having that like aggressive like quality to you, that aggression is actually rooted in resentment, and it's rooted in old stuff. Are you gonna see it though? Is the question. Are you gonna see it? We have Bat coming out here indicating change and seeing the light in the darkness. I think you're going to see it. I think you're going to see it. I think you're only going to see it if you go within, though. I think you're only going to see it if you take time away and actually go within yourself and dig deep. I also want to say journeying is probably going to be good for you, fire signs. Like drum journeying or something like that would be very beneficial. If any of you partake in plant medicine, psilocybin would probably be a really good one for this too. Overall, we do have earthworm discomfort. Uncomfortable. This is my 0 point card. It's also my full card. This card comes out when we are moving into a whole new state, something that's foreign, something that is uncomfortable. It's like, this is why the resentment is coming to the surface, because this clearing is trying to happen. This healing is trying to happen. Yeah, underneath that we have Crow, the card of magic and transmutation. Divine Messenger as well. It does feel like a push. I gotta be honest, fire signs. It feels like you're being pushed into this healing process. It doesn't feel very natural. It feels like things are bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and bubbling until they kind of explode. Honestly, until they kind of explode. And I think the only way you're gonna really get to the bottom of like where this resentment comes from in this like ancient emotion or this like ancient energy or memories is by going within. Excuse me, I think that's the only way. I think that's the only way. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards for you guys. Again, you could be projecting this resentment onto people around you. Especially with the horse energy, because the horse does do it all. You could feel like you're being taken for granted, or like maybe you do too much for others. Or people don't do enough for you. You don't have to do it all, is what I want to say. You don't have to. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. I can't stop looking at that psychotic cat. He's just like, looks like a scary meme. Anyway, any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Wow. Yeah, this is hitting you on the head. That's like literally how it's coming through. It's like you're being smacked with this information. 8 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. There's an Ace of Wands energy there. 8 of Wands is my downloads card, but it's also like inevitable movement. Inevitable. Unstoppable movement and fast moving energy is what it is. It could be physical movement, it could be communication. Again, it could even be downloads. But the Nine of Wands, that is you being in this like kind of in a little bit in this warrior energy, a little bit in this like don't fuck with me energy. This like a little bit, yeah, it feels like that. It feels like that. It feels like a hair trigger is what it feels like. Like you've either like exerted so much energy or you're just in survival mode, or again, it's like you're just in warrior energy. I keep getting warrior with that. And this energy comes in either in the form of downloads or it's just like a lot of external energy coming at you. Maybe a lot of people talking to you, saying stuff to you. It just feels like pressure. This feels like pressure and you're already like this and it just feels like it's like something's gonna go boom is like how it feels to me. Again, Ace of Wands energy there, right? I feel like this energy coming in, no matter how it's coming into you or even if other people are part of this, again, it's just the energy of pressure to build that fire energy. It's gonna show you the Ace of Wands. It's gonna show you your Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is like sacred flame energy. I'm starting to see it more as sacred flame. I'm starting to see it more as like the source of our passion, the source of our ferocity, the source of our vitality, right? The source of your fire, the source of you, right? Whew. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. For this 11/11 portal. Yep, Six of Pentacles, right smack dab on top of that. So there are other people involved in this. It's either like, and it's about exchange of energy. It's you give, they give. You do, they do. That's the Six of Pentacles energy. And that is the context of this bombardment of energy coming at you and hitting you in the face and hitting you over the head and just hitting your body. And you're just like, it's building resentment. I don't think you want to engage in the Six of Pentacles. Or engaging in the Six of Pentacles is making that fire ant energy come up, that resentment come up. But that's because, again, it's connected to ancient trauma, ancient emotions. That is the source of that resentment in the first place. Okay. Okay. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Yep. Yep. Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. It's a lot of people. It feels like a lot of people. It doesn't feel like just one. It feels like a lot of people. Like it's like they want you, or they want a piece of you, or they want you to do something. And it's making you angry. It is. It's making you angry. It's making you irritated. Anything else, my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. But it's interesting because like I feel like all of them are in this like happy place, and you're just like what else do you want? Kind of an energy. Some of you are even mistrusting. Oh, there's the Tower. Let me get all the cards out here first. Okay. Ooh. Okay, there's that. Yep. King of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. That Knight of Wands energy is that fast Eight of Wands energy coming at you in the form of the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Again, either it can be one person. I feel like it's more than one though. It just feels like a lot of energy. It just feels like a lot. And the Knight of Wands is fast. It is a lot coming at you. And look, you have your freaking back turned to it as the King of Wands, unless you're just like, no. But the more you get bombarded, the more you're going to see. The more you're going to see why you have this resentment. The more you're going to see why you have this anger, why you have this aggression. And then we have boom. There's the boom. The boomy boom. Tower and the Five of Cups. I feel like this is a pattern. I don't feel like this is just a one-time occurrence. I feel like this is a pattern for you fire signs. Like, you get bombarded, or you get overwhelmed, or you get resentful, or you just get a little like too I'm getting a little bit of like not trusting, and then people just come at you, or someone just keeps coming at you, and you boom. and you might regret it instantly, or you might feel guilty about it. Some of you, this is actually stemming too from a fear of your own fire, like not knowing how to regulate it. And so since you don't regulate it, it's just like boom, right? And then you feel guilty. There's something there that wants to be acknowledged and faced within yourself, fire signs. And I feel like it's just purely your shadow. It's your shadow. It's your shadow of your fire energy that wants to be transmuted, healed, balanced, acknowledged. And then we have the King of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. This is you really getting clear on that. This isn't a great place to be, and I gotta be honest, especially like the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups being there. This is feeling kind of in the dark. This is kind of feeling a little alone and feeling kind of like just down. It's feeling down. It feels almost a smidgen of like a dark night of the soul kind of feel. But again, you're only going to get clear on this when you go in the dark, when you go within, right? So if you feel guilty about having certain eruptions or emotional reactions to people or resentment towards people, it's like, I'm also getting that too. Some of you may actually like project this resentment onto people for like not respecting your boundaries or pushing you to this place, but there is some accountability there too, right? We're all responsible for how we react to people. And also, did you have the proper conversation so people knew how to treat you or how to come at you, right? So there's that too. So there's a lot of little layers going on here, fire signs. But you getting clear on the root of this is only going to happen when you really go within and you take time to be alone to do so. Overall, we do have the Hierophant, belief system, spirituality, ethics. I'm getting ethics more than anything. Yeah. So get to know the fiery part of the shadow part of your fiery nature. Okay. I gotta check the time. Sorry, guys. Shit. I gotta move faster. This is the problem. I love doing this, and I just could just like sit in it, you know. But then I'm like, oh yeah, time is a thing. All right, air or earth is going next. Air signs. Okay. Interesting. Earth, you're going last. Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel like you guys are being very meditative, actually. I feel Zen time. I feel quiet time with you. Maybe even time in nature. Some of you guys might be like feeling the need to go on hikes and like literally commune. Like, I need to go be on the top of a mountain and commune with spirit. That's also very air sign. That's very air sign. Like, you want space. You want vastness. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Some of you guys might need some rest, too. That might also be part of this. Some of you guys just might need some rest. Any messages or insights for my air signs for the 11/11 portal? Yeah, air signs. The more I'm in this, the more it's like, yeah, you need to like sit, be quiet, be still, and have space. That's what you need. Whoa. Ooh, protection. Mehen. So Mehen is interesting. So for anybody who's like studied the Egyptian pantheon, Apep is like the most like well-known snake entity, if you will, and represents like the dark serpent that Ra has to go and defeat every night. Mehen is actually the serpent that protects Ra, that protects the sun god, if you will. And it's funny, that's actually one of the reasons I have this ring. I've been working with that energy personally myself. So interesting that that's coming out here, because I keep feeling this need for you to commune, or even this desire to commune. And I'm actually getting that too with this card, even just with the visual, right? It's like there's Ra in his chariot, and he's just like, he's in his chariot, he's like in the dark waters. He's like, that just symbolically is being within the self, being within the void. and exploring and journeying and gaining insight while being protected to do so, right? While being protected to do so. Again, I feel like you're being encouraged to do this. Some of you may even feel encouraged to go on a little bit of like literally a vision quest or a sojourn. But it is to explore the self. It's to explore the self. It's to go deep within the self, air signs. It's time to go deep. I almost want to say it's time to actually dive deep into the water, is how it feels to me. Let's go ahead and pull some spirit animal cards. Yeah, it has this feeling of being in a container. Being in a container so you can go deep, deep within. Some of you even to go deep within the realms. Ooh. But to know that you can do that, that you're safe to do that, that you're safe to do that. I feel like some of you guys who are hesitant, because not all of you are, there's a group of you where you're hesitant to do this. You're scared to do this. Like it doesn't feel safe to do this, but it is. It is. And if you have fear of doing it, it's time to acknowledge why you have fear of doing that. What is it you're afraid of, air signs? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Fish, surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. It's interesting, surrender to the water. Yeah, air signs. Surrender to the water, surrender to this deep dive within the self, just surrender to the deep dive into the darkness, into the realms, into the void. Surrender, surrender, surrender. You're safe to go there. You're encouraged to go there. That you're afraid to, and I can feel it. A lot of you are afraid to. Like the more I'm in it a minute, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a fear of this. Time to acknowledge why you're afraid. Owl, insight. There's a lot to be gained from this. There's a lot to be gained. God, it's like by avoiding this, air signs, you're avoiding a huge piece of self. Like massive. A massive piece of self, a massive piece of just truth by doing this. And if you do it, if you go there, and again, know that you're safe to go there, you're just going to see it all. Is how it feels to me. You're going to see it all with that owl card coming out. Might be a little bit of a shock to the system too. And again, I'm not trying to be dramatic because it's like some of you have been resisting more than others, right? So it's like the more you've been resisting, think of it that way. The more energy you've put into resisting going deep here is akin to how vast the truth is that you haven't had access to, that you haven't seen about yourself and even about your reality. So think of it that way. And for those who've been resisting a lot, where it's akin to just that much truth you haven't allowed yourself to embody or see or connect to, you might come out of it looking at your life and being like, oh, everything needs to change. I am not who I thought I was. I know who I am now, and everything needs to change. It could be that drastic for some people. Any other messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yep. Show some spiritual strength. This is the perfect card to come out here for my air sign. So Stingray is like my King of Cups energy. It is a primordial, masculine, watery energy. You see his chakra system is all lit up. This is having emotional and spiritual strength to traverse those kind of dark waters and to feel comfortable in doing so, feeling safe to do so, and mastering your water in that way. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. And you guys are, yeah, I know, oh, octopus, gross. I know you guys already know this. Strength comes from vulnerability, not suppression, not avoidance, not holding strong. It comes from vulnerability. Hold on a second. Cards are like vomiting at me. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Nice. Let me get Firefly. In the darkness, you will find the light. In the darkness, you will find the truth, and you will find that spark of fire and life and inspiration. When we go in the dark, it means we're going to come back to the light. When we ebb, we can expect a flow. You're not going to get stuck there. I want to really say that. Some of you may just be afraid of getting stuck there in the darkness, in the emotions, but they're your emotions. They're you. So it's like, even if you think you're going to get stuck there, you're not going to get stuck there. They're just you, right? If you go in the dark, you don't have to stay in the dark. What goes down must come back up, right? Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I knew that octopus really wanted to come out. Damn. Ooh. Ooh, you're going to face it. Ooh, you're going to face it. You're going to face the boogeyman. Okay. Wow. We have gazelle with octopus and the black egg. Throat chakra energy coming out there. So remember, this is also tying into this is all tying into the 1111 portal, right? It's all tying into these old ancient emotions, memories, and or trauma, and how it's affected our present life. Whatever this fear has been about going deep within yourself, going deep within your water, it is old. It's a very old fear, and it's almost like you're about to see it for what it is. Especially with Gazelle being there. Gazelle is my observant card. It's a 3 of Wands energy. It's like a pensive, I'm going to sit here and wait till the right moment, but I'm going to observe and watch what's happening and playing out. It's good to be the observer of yourself here when you go deep into this, because if you just observe, you don't have to attach, right? And I really want to be clear on this because this came up in a live I did on Patreon a little while back. Observing from a place of not attaching to emotions and narratives allows the emotions to actually be experienced and felt and let go and released, right? Trying to experience emotions from a place of that's just over there and that's not me, that's not allowing you to actually feel your emotions. That is disassociation, right? I'm not speaking to that. I don't, to me personally, and everyone's different, this is just my truth. To me, that is not a way to practice managing your emotions or working with your emotions or flowing with your emotions. Recognizing the emotions you're feeling, that is you observing it. If you attach to it and you just like hone in on it and like chew on it like a piece of gum that you never want to spit out, that's attachment, right? But if you're like, oh, that's over there, that's not me, I'm just gonna see that for what it is, and you're not gonna let yourself actually feel it, that's disassociating from self, and that's avoidance. So we don't want to do that. So I just want to make that very clear. Anyway, that octopus energy is the devil card for me. For anybody who's new, that is your fear. That is your fear. It's got a very like energy to it. Like some of you, this is physical, especially with the black egg being there. It actually could be affecting your ability to communicate, or has affected your ability to communicate. That could manifest in the form of respiratory issues. That could manifest in the form of like, yeah, just I keep getting communication. So it's like, again, respiratory could be part of that, but it's about communicating. Almost like this might be for air signs who actually have trouble communicating effectively. Eloquently is the word that just came out, but you're going to see it for what it is and why it's there and where it came from, especially if it has a physical component to it. This is unmasking the boogeyman, even though the boogeyman is something very old and ancient and related more to a past life. You're embodying it in your present incarnation. Okay? Wow. Overall, we have the Lamb and another throat chakra card with Nightingale. You're going to come out of this with a new way of expressing yourself, because you're also able to see all of yourself now and own all of yourself now, because you're not avoiding these deep parts of yourself. You're not afraid of these deep parts of yourself. So you're coming out in this new baby energy. The Lamb is like my baby card. And being able to communicate effectively. Yeah, and authentically from this place of zebra. Authentic self is my zebra card. Wow. All right, let's get some tarot cards. Let me check the time. All right, I might have to do my live a little later than I anticipated. I'm just enjoying myself. This just feels very good. All right. Any other messages or insights for my air signs pertaining to this spread? Thank you for the reading. You're welcome. As my throat chakra cracks. You're welcome. Let's get into this. Oh God, I'm like, I am getting that like past life energies coming up. I'm like, God, I think I might even get a channeling of a past life here. I feel like my air signs of all the elements I've done so far, you might actually remember. The memory might actually reveal itself to you, because that was just the feeling that I was getting. Any messages or insights here? Magician. Beautiful. Magician. You guys know magician. It's alchemy. It's transmutation. It's powerful. It's empowering energy. You're going to discover your full power. But you can only go there by really diving deep in your waters here. That's what I'm getting. It's like literally you're going to see yourself as the magician. We're all magicians, but you're actually going to really see it for what that means and what you're capable of and how you've been actually shortchanging yourself. You've been diminishing yourself. Interesting, we have Ace of Cups at the bottom. This feels like a lot of self-love is going to be coming up in here too for you during this process. Yeah, As I say that, the Three of Swords comes out. Yeah, you've been diminishing yourself. You've been playing small. You've been shortchanging yourself, not really seeing how powerful you are. Even if other people see it, you haven't seen it. With that Three of Swords, there's pain around that. There's discomfort around that. There's a reason that Ace of Cups showed itself before this card came out. I just want to tune into this Three of Swords for a minute. Some of you haven't wanted to go here because there's a massive amount of grief. I'm getting like heartbreak and heartache. Doesn't have, and I feel like saying that, I just felt like this like inquiry of like romance. I'm like, it's not what we're talking about. There's a lot of things that can cause grief and heartbreak and heartache, but it feels old. It feels like you've carried it in from another incarnation is what it feels like to me. Can I get a card for the Three of Swords? Almost like that part of you that is powerful, that part of you that is the magician, is responsible for this heartache in previous incarnations. Can I get a card for the Three of Swords? Can I get a card for the Three of Swords? I feel like you've been disempowered a lot. And it feels like, again, I want to say past incarnations. I'm also getting like yeah, I'm tuning into past lives. I'm getting a little bit of a humiliated energy too. Yeah, humiliated, disempowered. Yeah, Four of Cups around that Three of Swords. Avoidance of that heartache and the grief of why that's even there in your body. I just heard the body. Again, this reference to a physical manifestation of this too. Can I get another card for the Three of Swords? Oh, the Devil. You just don't want to look at it. You just don't want to look at it. You just don't want to feel it. And I get it, because it feels like immense. It does. It feels immense. But it's like, but that's the thing though. You're almost allowing it to be bigger than it needs to be. Like, the more you avoid that Three of Swords, the more you avoid that pain, that grief, that heartache that's there, and again, has been there from other incarnations, the more the devil grows. The more of a hold the devil grows. The more of a hold the devil has on you. And the more disempowered you actually become. You see what I'm saying? Anything else for my air signs? Okay, so now we have Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. It's an evaluation card. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for my air signs? Interesting. Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. I feel like it feels slow for some reason. And maybe this is something that's already started for you, air signs. It feels like a slow, like, maybe I should stop and think about things. Maybe things can be different. It's like, it's very slow. It's like a very slow turning of the tide where you do stop and go within, and you do start to wonder, and you do take more time for self to actually look at this. It feels slow though. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. And the Queen's coming out really to emphasize that, like, sitting and receiving knowledge and insight and information and going within. The King of Swords is external, right? Ooh. Eight of Pentacles just came out in reverse. Okay, this is why I think there's a slow turning within here, because Eight of Pentacles in reverse implies that there's some things that haven't been working really well in your life. This could be money-wise. This could be health-wise, because it's Pentacles. This like productivity, alignment, almost like there are things in your life that are starting to not work and starting to slow down. And the more that happens, the more you're like, maybe I should change something. Maybe something's not right here. It's like, yeah, it's like this energy slowly ticking up in your life so that you can slowly get into this. But I really want to encourage you, air signs. It doesn't have to be slow. You can just go into it. Like, you can just go within and take some time, like, alone and journey within. Because like I said, the more you avoid that Three of Swords, the stronger that devil becomes. And the Three of Swords is the root of it. Okay? And it's choking out your magician energy. Your ability to create, your ability to be in life, right? Overall, we've got the Ten of Wands, burden, stress. There's that Ace of Cups. There's that Ace of Cups. I honestly, air signs, I would be shocked if you haven't been experiencing heart stuff or chest stuff or respiratory stuff. Like, I just keep getting such physicality about your reading. And now it's like, especially around the heart space, around these emotions, around this pain, around these memories, it's like it just feels like a choking and a stiffening. And it's like, you may have like heart palpitations, your chest may be heavy, your back may be heavy, your back may be hurting. Ten of Wands also like really speaks to that as well. It's just like, I keep getting such a call to like, hey, go in, because the devil is like suffocating you. Go in because the devil is suffocating your magic. Wow. Okay. All right, our signs. We gotta keep it moving, but pretty clear cut over there, over here, over there, over here. All right. Let me check the time. Yeah. Okay. So if any of my patrons are watching, I'll probably change the time of the live by like 30 minutes to an hour. Sorry, I just got caught up. All right. So Earth. Oh, hold on. I'll get a little sippy sip before I start Earth. You guys feel evasive. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yeah, you're evasive. Yeah, you are. You're evasive. Your energy is evasive right now. Why? Why? Earth signs, why are you evasive? What are you evading? What are you avoiding? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. For the 11:11 portal for Earth signs for Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. For the 11:11 portal for my Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I just heard the unhappiness and the happiness, and they just showed me a lot of yellow and gold. Some solar plexus energy coming in here. Worth focusing on your solar plexus for sure. So again, tying into what we already channeled for the collective Earth signs, you got to go where you're happiest. You got to follow where you're happiest. You got to like be with the people that make you happiest. There's an evasive energy with you, and it's like evading or avoiding the unhappiness to attempt to be happy, but the unhappiness shows you where the happiness actually is. Does that make sense? All right. It feels very riddle-like. Okay. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Resourcefulness. Okay. Okay. Earth signs. Of course, you get the card about resources. I'm not familiar with this one either. Noom. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Noom. 21 breaking down to a 3 for resourcefulness. I want to read that one, but before we read it, let me tune into this one. It's funny because it literally looks like a goat head too. Like reminding me of Capricorn. Priorities. I'm hearing priorities. Priorities. I'm hearing priorities. I'm hearing scrounging. Earth signs, I gotta be honest, something does not feel right. Something does not feel in alignment. There's this feeling of like you're having to scrounge, or like it feels like ass backwards logistics is what I'm feeling, but it's like you're getting caught up in this like I'm just gonna do this, and I'm just gonna like if we move this here and then we take that from there and put it here, it's like a makeshift fix is what I'm getting for my Earth signs, when really like you should just be seeing like what is not working about this situation that you're like makeshifting. Because what you're really doing by doing that, it's like you're actually just avoiding the thing that you like don't want to look at. You're like avoiding the thing that is like obviously not working. The thing that makes you unhappy. The thing that makes you unhappy, and then you can see the thing that does actually make you happy. That's what I'm getting. But let's go ahead and read that one. Okay. Oh, I've been called WaterBaby in a long time. Greetings. Hello. Feels like a whole other lifetime ago. All right, 21. Okay. He is often represented with a human body and the head of a ram. Oh, it's a ram. It looks like a goat too. Oh, I guess goats are technically very similar. Anyway, he is considered the divine maker of pots. He gives life to his creations by modeling them on a lathe with clay from the Nile. He also shaped the egg of creation. He is a deity associated with male fertility and procreative potency, fire inherent in the symbol of the ram. In breathing new life into things, Noom is seen as a health giver. New positive beginnings, or the birth of something powerful and inspiring in your life, lie on the horizon for you, such as the creation and production of new things. I'm hearing go back to basics. Action and resourcefulness under the influence of Noom are bearers of fruits. You got to go back to basics, Earth signs. That's what I'm getting with this. Like that whole makeshifty energy I was feeling of, we'll do this here, and blah, blah, blah. Like it is a creative energy, but something about it feels strapped or struggling, right? Scroungy. It's like something about it feels very Five of Pentacles. This is a card that is about making things happen, things that can nourish you, things that can give back to you, right? And I do feel like you're focusing on that, but something needs realignment. Something needs realignment for you, Earth signs. And I'm hearing go back to basics. Thank you. Go back to basics. Go back to your intentions. Go back to the source of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Is it happiness or is it unhappiness, right? What does one have to be to have access to your live on Patreon? Just the base tier, the $6 tier. That's all. The $6 tier. Um, yeah, the $6 tiers have access to all the lives on Patreon. Anyway, coming back. That's what I'm getting with this. Come back to basics, earth signs. Come back to intention. Come back to why it is that you do what you do, or why it is that you're trying to do what you're trying to do. You want to bear a lot of fruit from what you're doing. Make it simple. Make it simple and come back to basics. Interesting. The other ones felt very like heavy and soul, and this feels much more about the material plane, but you guys are earth signs. But maybe we're about to go deeper. Let's go ahead and pull some cards here. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back. There's nothing wrong with backpedaling. I am hearing the word regress. I'm not liking that word coming up. I feel like that's a perceptional thing coming from you, earth signs, because I do think whatever it is you're doing, you need to take a step back. Like, you need to take a step back. You need to, like, take your hands up, drop them to your side, walk away for a day, get a cup of coffee, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I just feel like you do need to, like, take a step back. And yeah, I keep hearing go back to basics, go back to basics, go back to basics. Thank you. Some of you, this isn't just like about work, or it's not just about like a project or anything, but like some of you, it's actually about how you're cultivating your life. Oh, here we go. Some of you, this is about how you're cultivating your life. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Your life doesn't have to have so many moving parts. It can just be basic. They're actually bringing up the elements. Okay, so this is interesting. They're bringing this up. So, little tangent really quickly. So, for the last few years, I've really wanted to do like off-grid living. And it's like I've done a lot of research. I just like haven't had the funds or the access yet to like make that a reality. But like that's how I was thinking of it initially, like at like the elements, like what do you need to survive, right? So that they're bringing that up for me to tell you. It's like to give as an example of like how far back to basics some of you really need to go here, especially if this is about cultivating your life, right? It's like, what do we all need? We need air. Well, air's free. We all breathe air, right? What do you need? Like, we need earth, which is like shelter. What's the shelter situation? What are the details of shelter? What's the details of food, right? Because even that is like how we sustain ourselves. Water. Where's the water resources coming from? How are we gonna bathe? What's the sewage situation? Fire. Okay, power. Where's like the gas coming from? Are we gonna use gas? Is it gonna be solar? Like that's what I'm getting at, right? It's like go back to basics, go back to basics, go back to basics. Some of you, your life has become complicated and it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. I also want to say it's probably added more stress than anything and probably made you feel very scattered energetically. I also want to say, where's the magic? Is there enough magic in your life? Have you made room for magic in your life? Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. 555 again. Looking up at the camera. Fire ant. My 5 of Wands energy. Stress, tension, things not being right, and it's making you frustrated, or it's just making things harder than they need to be. I don't even feel like anger or anything, because this came up for fire too, and I was feeling a lot of that with them. I don't feel any of that here. I feel frustration. I feel discomfort. I feel that strapped energy, that like scroungy energy from things not really being in alignment for you here. Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Spider with co-creative energies, and that is what you're doing here, right? That's a creative energy. That's a manifesting energy. You're frustrated because things are not falling into place the way that you want them to, or things are like not clear, or they're scattered. It's just like they're just like bleh. It just back to basics. I almost want to say like clean slate. Start from scratch, go back to your intention, go back to what it is, again, why you're doing what you're doing in the first place, why you've been trying to make certain things happen in the first place, and get in that place, right? Doesn't have to be complicated. It's just about the joy. It's just about the happiness. It's just about the fulfillment. And what are the basics that will facilitate that? Whether this is work related, whether this is the literal, like, whole manifestation of your life, whether this is a relationship, it's like back to basics. Back to basics. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I like it. I like this coming out. This is a Virgo energy for me. Beaver. Beaver is consistent effort. Consistent, regular, predictable investment. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. I like that. There's a nice pace to this. And it's very simple. It's, I get up every day and I do A. And then I do B. And then maybe I sleep. And then I get up. And then maybe I do C. And then I go to bed. It's like, and then I wake up and I just do it again. Right? It's this understanding. Thank you. They said wisdom. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the connection. There's the connection to the ancient wisdom that's trying to come up for you, air signs, is trying to be reclaimed by you, air signs, is patience. Patience and enjoyment of the journey, of the slow build, right? Of the slow build of building a whole city of Rome, right? Brick by brick, day by day, and really getting into the joy of it. Remember, it's all about the joy. It's all about the joy. I feel like this is for earth signs who have lost sight of that and maybe have never had that connection to that it's not about the end goal. Sure, that's part of it because it sets you up for your journey, right? If you don't have an end goal, you're just standing there, right? This is about making an end goal, but enjoying every single day of the journey to get there. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination, kind of a way of thinking. Yeah. And keep it simple. Keep it simple. Some of you have been wanting to just like make things happen like this. No, no, no. That's going to make you crazy. That's going to make you stressed out. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy building the blocks. Enjoy gathering the blocks. It's like even that basic, right? Let's see what else wants to come out here. And again, this could even be a relationship, right? Like maybe you've been like forcing like certain big things to happen with like a friend or a family member or a romantic relationship. And it's like, enjoy day by day. Oh, just got cut off. Enjoy the ride. Day by day, brick by brick, moment by moment. Some of you, you just need to like swipe the big things off the table and, right, like I said, come back to basics. That swiping big things off the table wanted to be said. Anything else for my earth signs? And also know that you will get there. That's also coming up too. Some of you, there's a fear of actually not getting there, a fear of not accomplishing, a fear of not having a certain experience. Have faith that you will and just enjoy the ride. And there it is. And there it is. Starfish, the star card, my star card in this deck. Captivating, mesmerizing. Everybody wants the starfish. This is my wish fulfillment card. Have faith that you will get there. Have faith you will have the experience you're looking for. Come back to joy. Come back to presence. It's not about the end goal. Overall, ooh, we got Tiger. Tiger is a card of spiritual awakening typically, but it's also a card of passion. It's my Queen of Wands card. Passion, creativity, sexual energy, sensual energy. There is a lot of creative energy here in your reading. We have that with Noom, I believe that's how you pronounce that. We have that with Spider as well. This is about cultivating an end goal. It is. But you got to enjoy the ride, right? But that is why this is here. Because you do want to be in that creative, sensual, sexual, passionate, vital energy, right? To do it. Interesting. Hyena. But don't abuse it. Some of you have been abusing your creative energy. Some of you, it's almost been like burning out your creative energy, your sexual energy, because you haven't been pacing it. You haven't been like in it. You haven't been present with it. It's interesting. It's kind of similar to fire signs where it's like there's almost a need to like learn to like manage and balance and harmonize your fire and creative energy so you can enjoy every day of leading up to the end goal that you're seeking out and looking for. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, interesting. Underneath that, we do have whale, ignoring your intuition as well. I feel like your intuition's been telling you to do this, to be more present. And so you just haven't been listening. Okay. Any other messages or insights? Any other messages or insights for my earth signs pertaining to this spread? One more. That was fast. Four of Cups, dissatisfaction. That's honestly what I'm getting with that. I'm getting dissatisfaction. It's getting too focused on all the pieces. It's like too focused on the possibilities and the details and all the things. It just feels scattered. It feels very scattered. And it's like you're getting focused on all those cups when really all you need to focus on is the real cup. This is basically the Ace of Cups that's floating right there. Get focused on the joy. Get focused on the original intention. Get focused on why it is you want this. Get focused on, thank you, the essence, the emotional essence as well of what that is. So let's say, for example, it's being being a successful business owner. Let's say it's just that. This is an earth sign reading. Let's be real, right? Let's say it's that. What would it feel like to have that? What would it feel like to wake up every day, have to go to your shop, have to like open the doors, make sure inventory is right, and get the registers running and help customers every day, and then close up shop every day and come home? What would that feel like? How fulfilling would that feel? Would you feel happy? Would you feel tired, but a good tired? Like, ooh, I live in my dream kind of tired, right? Own that essence. Own those emotions. Own that desire, right? These are empty. These don't have any of that. These don't have your joy behind it. These don't have your soul behind it. You are focusing on things or goals or paths or relationships or ambitions that are empty. Sorry, calling it just like it is, instead of acknowledging what it is you actually really want deep down that just brings you joy. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Ooh. Strength, Page of Cups, and the Tower. Get real with yourself. Get real. Get real. That Page of Cups energy, that is honesty. That is honesty. That is you being honest. That is the honest expression of that cup, of that Ace of Cups. Bring in the Tower. Bring in that epiphany. The Strength card is interesting here because it's like, I feel like you've been fighting this. I feel like you've been fighting your heart. I feel like you've been fighting your intuition. I feel like you've been fighting your soul a little bit here. And it's time to acknowledge it and let that go boom. Okay? And if this does involve another person or people, it's about having that conversation with them and not being afraid to do so. Having the courage to go there. Being brave enough to go there. Am I taking these? No. Okay. Any other messages or insights from my earth signs? Hold on, let me check the time. Aye. Time goes so fast. Any other messages or insights from my earth signs? Lovers, bringing yourself back into balance with self. Getting back right with your soul. That's why the Lovers is here. Lovers also speaks of choices and also spiritually guided relationships. But I feel like this is just about you coming back into harmony literally with your soul and your heart is what that feels like to me. And then we have, ooh, Interesting. We have the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Let me sit with that. Something about that feels distorted. Ooh. I can feel it in the Eight of Cups. Yeah, Earth signs. This is definitely a take on, like, again, it's about the journey, not the destination. It's not about the ambition. It's not about the success. It's not about the achievement. That's what all this is coming down to. It's about the emotions. It's about joy. It's about the heart. It's about the soul. It's about the soul calling. It's about the journey. It's about the present moment. That's what it is about. Okay? So this is you shifting that. This is you shifting that. The Nine of Pentacles is interesting here because the Nine of Pentacles, it does feel very material plane, like a little bit like that achievement energy, but achievement can look different for you. It just has to be more present and more intentional. Let's see what else wants to come out here. And they keep bringing up too, like the emotional essence of what you want. The emotional essence of what it is you actually want. Hone in on that and let that emotion guide you, not the details of maybe this or maybe that, or maybe if I do this or maybe if I do that, right? Let the emotion guide you. And then on the Four of Cups, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you guys have really been just distracting yourself. I'm getting distraction here. Distracting from paying attention to the full cup of your heart and your soul versus the empty ambitions and paths you've been trying to take. It just feels like you've been forcing it. It just calling it like it is. It feels like you've been forcing it, putting a lot of energy into forcing it. Again, this could be work related for a lot of you. It doesn't have to be, but the amount of energy you put into the empty cups is a lot. It's the 8. Overall, we have the Moon. Not surprising that's the overall, right? Because it's like some of you have been feeling frustrated and really not clear, and maybe even your emotions have maybe been like coming up to the surface, and it's right, like a little bit of like mood swings or like, you know, emotion, ooh, like, you know, like that. But the Moon coming out really is indicative of how not clear you have been about this. Yeah, how not clear you've been about this. And then we have the Magician. Interesting, with the Six of Pentacles. Not seeing that you actually can transmute this and there is a different way, but it's literally just about not ignoring yourself. Not ignoring your heart, not ignoring your soul. And again, looking at ambition differently. It's about the journey, not the destination. That's all behind the Moon energy. Okay. All right, Earth signs. I'm gonna bounce because now I'm late on the live, so I gotta like readjust the time on the live, and I need a little bit of a break, and I need to prepare before the live on Patreon. So if any of you are gonna go over there and watch, just keep that in mind that it's not gonna be at 2 p.m. East Coast time anymore, and I will change it, and that will be clear as to what time it's at. Okay. But I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have an amazing 11/11 portal, and take care. Bye.